Hello, just really quickly before we jump into the video, this is basically a cut down version of Fiction Fest and my full debrief at the end for those who just didn't want to sit through the 57-minute vlog, which understandable. Obviously it starts a few days before Fiction Fest, it's got the whole day before, and not everybody's interested in that. I'm going to add timestamps to the full video anyway, but if you just wanted the Fiction Fest part, I have cut some of the bits out still from this one just to get it under 30 minutes, so you are still missing some bits. If you want to watch the full one, I'll pop it in the description. It should just be the last video before this. That is all I have to say, so it's going to start at like a really random point and we're just going to be there. Good morning, it is 7 AM, so it's not too early. It still feels really early when you went to sleep at very silly times. Just getting ready, clothes still in bed, because why not? I feel like that is the mood this morning. It's minging outside, it's raining. It's just all round gross, to be honest, but I've just done some quick eyes. They're not cute, they're not the best, but with the energy that I have this morning, that is all that we can really give. I don't really have words, but I need to talk. Get the books out of the box duty, so oh, this is a very Lost Kingdom Saga light. Popped the banner up. It looks so good. Stand next to it, Laura. Hey. It's so crisp. The table is pretty much set up, so I'm on assistant duties and I'm going to Tabitha's to try get a sticky dates iced latte. If they don't have sticky dates, then it's just going to be vanilla, but that is fine. Nearly done, nearly set up, and then we're good to go. I am sweating. It is very warm in there. There was definitely some heating on, so I'm hoping that is going to get turned off. Hello! Hi! Oh my gosh. I was like, I know that cover. Me and Chloe have been on a shopping spree. Spent so much money already, and the doors haven't even opened.
First one caller, and I are back to you. They're the limit crate ones. Yeah.
Doors are about to open / opening.
I'm not really thinking about it. I'm thinking about my tickets that I still need to cut.
We got one done.
Got one done. Do you want to do a test? You might have needed 2 hands for it.
Yay! She's all set up, ready to go.
She's coming to see us first. Right and personal.
We're ready. We're prepared.
Ready.
We've got one thing left to do. We've got our iced coffee,
That's the priority.
clothes,
Getting the DVC.
getting the content, put that on Laura's story as well. I am social media manager for the day. Let's go. You're not focused. There you go. We have the first sign-in of the day,
Which one do we?
and it is Molly.
Oh God, pressure. What
You need her.
what quote would Molly like?
You need her.
Need
Need her.
Oh, the main one. I was like, you need what? You need what? She needs what?
You need.
Need. Oh, it's so much nicer writing with crisp new Sharpies.
We've got coffee breath. It's strong. It's very strong.
Journey that I'm going on now, like it happened by accident. I was approached and kind of went, oh my god, what are we doing now? So everything's just sort of like, I kind of just go with the flow kind of person with the content.
That's literally why I started writing, was just to be able to connect with people.
That's why I'm in last. It's the first book event I've ever done, which feels a little bit like imposter syndrome. But getting to meet so many readers that have read the books, I had a little cry with one of them because they came up and said like, this meant so much to me at that time in my life, and there's like nothing that can ever compare to that. I'd say the other rewarding part is working with so many amazing artists and being so involved in the process as well. I love my paperback and my hardback art, and it's because the artists really cared about bringing it to life and having such a close connection with them.
I'm gonna put Sarika's YouTube here on her face. Oh, there you
So
go.
bad I've not posted in about 2 months.
I'm trying to get back on it.
This is the final hardback.
3, 2, 1. Woo! Are we feeling, Chloe?
I need a wee. My feet hurt. Is it good?
I'm enjoying it so far. I've only had it like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Nails. Is that for the most recent book?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I
I've lost one,
I love
but they're all like little Easter eggs for the book. So we got
so
some wings.
I love it.
No idea.
Right, for Mel, that's what you said.
M-E-L.
Yeah.
Don't confuse us.
Sorry.
It's a nice day.
Oh, it's been amazing.
Amazing. Who have you wanted to meet today?
Oh, that one, Laura.
That one.
That one.
Oh, I wonder who these people are.
I wonder.
Imagine just hovering.
Love our attention.
We have not ate today. This is our first meal of the day. And now I'm yum. It's like 4 p.m. It's 4:45. It's 4:45 and we are flagging. I'm actually filming a vlog clip. Check me out. We've got some groupies.
I feel like I need a little nap.
I just want to go to bed. Right, we've been convinced.
We've been convinced.
Come get
We're gonna come get
candle. Hi! Sorry. I'm filming a vlog and I've not done anything, so.
That one. Oh,
got better luck next time. You got to
good. I can't open it. It's my nails. This is so
Squeeze.
anticlimactic.
Squeeze.
No.
Oh.
Once for a hardback bundle, once for a page and weight Secrets of the Dead. So that's what's up for grabs. Is anyone ticket number 049 at the end? Might just have to keep going till
049.
049? No? Okay, lost your chance. 087. There we go. Is anyone ticket 120? Ticket 057. 035. You were two off. In which case that would have been somebody just before. 055. 037. Hey! Anyone 108?
Mal is done. She can't do much more.
I've got nothing left. I'm being built. It had to be done. We got a Rudy's. It's tradition at this point, isn't it, Laura? It's tradition. We couldn't go out for it because we were too exhausted, but we got it delivered. We just went for some basic margs. Don't judge us. We don't normally get basic margs. I do love a basic marg.
Salami.
I can't see that on there. Oh yeah, you can. Panic. Morning. I didn't have the brains to add anything else last night, and I don't think either did Chloe. Hello, it has been a few days since Fiction Fest. I have been exhausted. I think I caught a bug. I mean, there was 1,000 plus people in a room. You're gonna catch something probably. I have put off doing this debrief because I just didn't want to look even remotely presentable. I mean, my hair does need a little wash. It is hair wash day, but I'm also having a lazy weekend, so that is going to wait until Sunday night probably. Nobody cares. Anyway, let's dive into my little debrief of Fiction Fest. First off, I wanted to start off with just a well done to the girls, because for a first event especially, it was amazing. It was very well organised. There was so much logistical things to think about, and when you've not done an event like that before, obviously that is very scary. It is hard to get as many things right as they did. That is for sure. I had such a lovely time meeting people. Obviously, I was on the store for Laura and to help Laura. However, met a lot of people that I've spoke to online for like the last 2 years, which was so lovely. And then also met new people and spoke to so many lovely people throughout the whole day. Like, the birds are very loud outside. As I said in my whole video, if you've not watched my whole video, make sure you go watch that. As I said in that video, there was just so many people at the table. It was literally non-stop from start to finish. Like, there was a little bit of time at like 3 o'clock where there was nobody at the table. That lasted like 5 minutes. We didn't have time to like get food, anything like that either. It was just non-stop, and obviously that's such a good thing. Laura did sell out of books. Then people were grabbing the ebook bundles, which were on an incredible deal for £5. Insane. Just so lovely to talk to people. There was a one point where I was talking about the Lost Kingdom saga to someone that enthusiastically that they then turned and was like, oh, so did you co-write it? And I was like, no. Writing a book for me is not something that is on the agenda. Not that I would have the capabilities to do so. So the organisation, incredible. There was a good mix of authors. There was just so many lovely indie authors that absolutely smashed it, and I think that that is quite rare at like these events, a lot of people tend to just go to the big authors and like forget about the indies. It was nice to see that everybody that was there was getting behind and championing indie authors. Is something that I'm very, very passionate about. That was just so, so lovely to see. For where we were on the second floor. The layout there was not the most ideal. It was the ones that were most compact on our floor, so I think that's why we felt that a little bit. There was a lot of times where people couldn't get past and I had to ask people to move numerous times. There was an author that was quite popular near Laura who was also quite popular, and our queues were merging and people were like pushing into the table and things like that, which once I spoke to the staff that was on that floor, I really wish I got her name because she was so, so lovely. Got on it and tried to like sort that situation from happening. We were next to Maggie, who was so lovely, and I kept saying like, I can move people out of the front of the table if you like, if it's like in the way and blocking you. She's like, no. He was so, so kind. Obviously did offer numerous times to like just move people out the way a little bit, but because it was like everyone was round the outside and then there was some in the middle, it was just a little bit too much. Whereas upstairs there was more space around and downstairs there was a lot of space around. Yeah, that did cause a few issues. I know a lot of people who had accessibility issues were struggling. I know one of my friends got pushed, which wasn't very nice. And there was like people in wheelchairs struggling to get past, especially on that little area that we were at. But obviously I was there all day. I could observe like what was happening. So that would just be one thing going forward for me, is that second floor was just a little bit too compact together, too many people in like that little space. If there was like 4 people in the middle, 7, 8 in the middle, even if that was just reduced to 4 in the middle, I think that would have made a big difference. Spoke to lots of lovely authors. I feel like the vibes were just nice. I feel like sometimes when you go to these book events, it can be like very grabby, and if you've been to Yalk, I had my first Yalk last year, and everyone's just so grabby, give me free stuff, give me this, give me that. Like, it can be chaos. Whereas everyone was polite, everyone like wasn't just grabbing stuff and taking things, which was really nice. Just is a credit to the audience that the girls have built and the kind of vibes that were set as a standard. Like, there was, I think, a few people that just grabbed stuff, but it was fine. It wasn't like the be all and end all. And on our table we had like a little spin the wheel so you could win free stuff, which I think people really liked. Having just something interactive to get people to come over so that they can like kind of see stuff. We had a cover reveal, which was insane. The amount of people that showed up for that was so nice as well. I didn't obviously get to see any of the panels. I would have loved if they were recorded. I did say this to the girls, thing of like, oh, that could have been such a good opportunity if the panels were recorded. I know for Laura's panel, she was in like the smaller room and there was a large group of people who really wanted to get into that room and were turned away. I managed to sneak in because I had my little author assistant lanyard, so the woman let me in to get a cute few little clips. The amount of people that were like, oh, I've been turned away, like, it's full. And a lot of people were really upset about that. And some of like the panels that people wanted to see were at the same time or like too similar time to get there, so they missed out on that. So having the option to catch up at a later date or like put that on their own like YouTube channel would be such a good step for next time, I think. Obviously with the venue you weren't allowed to bring in food, which I think they let the authors, some of them they didn't. We just didn't even have the time to like go get food or like even think about eating. To not, as a guest, to not be able to have access to food for such a long event. Like, the event was a little bit too long. It could have done with maybe starting an hour earlier, ending at least an hour earlier, maybe even 4. That would have been like a good enough time. I think by 3 o'clock everyone was just flagging and just like kind of done but not done, do you know what I mean? Like they were like, oh god, like this is, I think just because the amount of lovely people that you were talking to, obviously that drains a lot of energy, and like I think a lot of people left around 3-ish as well, so the event was just a little bit too long. I know that they've spoke about doing it over 2 days, and I couldn't actually think of anything worse for me personally than it being over 2 days. Well, from what I've spoke to people, it was just a little bit too long. Like you have to think the authors, some of them were there from like 7:30 to set up and stuff like that, so it was just long. When 6 o'clock hit and we were packing down, we were just so exhausted. We wanted to go to the like after drinks for like the authors and stuff, but we got back, had some food, and we were just like, we cannot possibly move. Like we ordered food to the hotel, we were just like, we can't, we're just so tired. So timing wise for me, just a little bit shorter. It was good to have that time. I did buy a lot of things when it was quiet because obviously I was able to go away from the table. I also did buy things before it opened, which was good. Saw the girls constantly running around trying to make sure everyone had anything and that things were good and any problems. And I thought that was fantastic how hands-on they were throughout the day. Obviously they had a lot going on, but just making sure that like the authors got their food vouchers. I feel like there's so much more, but I've kind of like forgot everything by now. Obviously the Mysterious Bookcase were the official booksellers, and I love Ali and Matt so much. They absolutely smashed it, and I'm so proud of them for everything that they achieved. Then Page and Wick were one of the official sponsors, and they had Laura's book as well. They sold out of Laura's special edition first as well, which incredible considering some of the books that they had with them. And yeah, they had like little breakout spaces where you could go and relax and just take a time out. There was like friendship bracelets, a free little library, which I thought was a fantastic addition. They really thought about the taking the time away from the event spaces. I would love to see this in a bigger venue. I know that sounds crazy considering it was quite a big venue for their first event. However, a slightly bigger venue with a little bit more space between like each person to allow space for like queues and things like that, and just like we didn't really have enough space for stock and to move around and do things, so like taking that into consideration needed to be a little bit bigger. Or I think the main problem was on that second floor where it was just a little bit too compact, especially when people had like book trolleys, there's wheelchairs, there's queues. It just got very overwhelming at times. I know myself, I got a little bit overwhelmed with it. Chloe got a little bit overwhelmed. Laura got very overwhelmed when the queues were like merging and there was just people, and it was a lot. Maybe a slightly bigger venue. I mean, they could definitely add more authors to account for that, maybe. I don't even know. I've had conversations with people a lot over like that weekend of like what they thought and what they thought could be improved for next year. And I think a lot of people get scared to give like things to improve on because they think, oh, it's like really negative. It's not. It was a fantastic event. We had a fantastic time. Everything was very organised. Like, you could tell the girls had put so much attention to detail into this. Like, these little extra things to go into next year will make such a difference. The toilets were great. I will say, like, they were very clean. I think sometimes when you go to these places and then you go in the toilet and you're like, but it was really nice to say like that this started with, do you guys want to come to an event if we did one? And it has grown into this. The vibes, like, I can't say anything constructive about that. Like, it was incredible. I think with the bigger venue as well, it would allow those breakout spaces to be a little bit bigger and have more places for people to sit. There was a lot of people sat on the floor and then getting in trouble for sitting on the floor. I know the girls really love that venue and it was a good venue. However, I just would love to see it grow. I think it is hard because so many people who have extra accessibility needs had an incredible experience, but there was also people who were in wheelchairs and have accessibility needs that I have spoke to, because I was like, oh, how's it going, blah blah blah, and then they like obviously tell you that did find it really, really difficult, especially not having the space for them to sit down because they can't sit on the floor, some of them. I would love to see this grow into something even more incredible. It was phenomenal, do not get me wrong, but I would love to see it grow and flourish. I would love to sit here and say that like everything was perfect, but it's their first event, not everything is going to be perfect, and that is okay. There is going to be things to grow and improve and think about for next time. Like, they did think about a lot of things that other people wouldn't even have second thoughts of, like accessibility, inclusivity, and having those breakout spaces. It was incredible. I will definitely go again, whether that is helping Laura Chloe if she got a table there, helping, or buying a ticket. Like, I would spend my money and buy a ticket. And I would definitely go again just because of the vibes. I've not been to an event where I've come away with such a positive feeling about not only the event as a whole, but the people that attended the event and like the respect that they had. I think a lot of times, like these bigger events, people just get very entitled, like it's all want, take, and it's never about having conversations with authors or like discussion points. The panels were incredible, the topics that were covered. A good addition of a panel, especially with the conversations going on at the minute, would be books and politics. That could be such a good panel, because I've said things like all over the place. I think my brain is very scatty. I do want to end just by saying none of the constructive criticism is meant in a nasty way. I know that some people will probably perceive it as that and think that I'm just being bitchy or whatever, but as someone who wants to see more things like this and I want people to do well, I want people to be successful, I think giving those constructive criticisms is so key. And I had an overall very positive experience, one of the best events I've attended so far, and would go again, would pay to go. Couple little tweaks and they could genuinely have the best book event in the UK. I would rather give those constructive criticisms. Nothing is meant in a nasty, negative way. If you know me and know my intentions, that is very obvious that I don't mean it in that way. But things get twisted and spun, as we are aware. Yeah, well done, girls. I hope if you see this that you don't think that I'm being just horrible. I genuinely had such a lovely time. Would recommend it. If you are someone who was thinking whether they wanted to go next year, definitely go. I'm trying to be more scheduled and post on here a lot more, so try expect a video every Sunday. If it's not on Sunday, it will be Monday, but I am trying to be consistent and be on here more, so would love if you would subscribe, and yeah, catch you next time. Bye.